A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. Here I can pick on to the energy of a karmic contract ending within a twin flame couple. When I say a twin flame couple, I can pick on to the energy of someone, you can call yourselves romantic couple also, like a romantic relationship between a man and a woman. And if it's not heterosexual couple, then also, one person has to play the role of masculine and one plays the role of feminine. That goes without saying. And I'm being shown that within this couple, between this couple, they faced a lot of challenges, but it was due to a karmic contract or couple of karmic contracts they both had, which they had to work through. One of them could be a monad, or one of them could be here for a much bigger purpose. Most probably the feminine, and the masculine is here to support her. So this is also one way of supporting a person when you trigger them to a level that they have to do their healing, because they know that externally they cannot do anything. And maybe they both try also doing things externally, but it never works. So internally, going within is the only way out. So I'm being shown that you both, so whosoever resonates with this, it's for them. You have walked a long spiraling road and you have poured tears into the earth. You prayed a lot and you practiced many things so that you can bring in more hope and positivity into every morning. So this is, at least one of them is enlightened. And I was watching once Master Roy's videos. Really like the way he speaks on certain subjects, but he speaks greatly about men and women friction. So he also said this, that if one person is also enlightened in a relationship, then the enlightened one can use the other one, the one who puts them to suffering, for really, really greater purpose. The greatest purpose is ascension. You can use the triggers and you can use whatever content they give you, whatever material they give you for your healing, for your therapy, for your upheaval as a beautiful consciousness. You can turn into beautiful consciousness and you can then inspire people, because from the outside people will always see that, look, this is a happy couple, but it may not be so. I mean, maybe they are happy. As I said, if one person is happy, then one of them is at least happy. But it could be possible that the narcissist is more happy, or it could be possible, and here I don't mean narcissist in a negative way. In this context, narcissist is the person who's more into the 3D world. They are more attached with the physical identity. So the other one, who's enlightened one, is obviously more attached with the soul identity. So they can basically help each other in ascension and then inspire others also to look within for true happiness. So this twin flame journey was not meant to be a punishment. It was basically a holy classroom. You can call it a holy classroom. It's a mirror held so close to your face that you can see the parts of you that you once turned away. And I know this personally also, I can say this, that your romantic connection can actually literally help you find those places, because sometimes it does feel like a demon has attacked. It's a demonic possession situation. But when you look closely, you will find secrets. You will find stuff that you had no idea existed over there. You'd probably forgotten about it. But while doing your inner work, you will come in contact with it. And guys, if you want to work with me, you want to release these type of memories and then create a much better environment for yourself, then you can do negative memory release therapy with me. And there's a whole bunch of cool therapies that I've designed with so many years of experience and so much work, so much research into it. It works wonderfully for a lot of people, and it's like a step-by-step process, so you can enroll into it. This mirror is held so close to your face. No other mirror can be that close. After the karmic contract ends, the air feels different, the tides are calmer, the longing that once screamed now only whispers. And these are not signs of loss, these are signs of completion. What you sense is not the absence of love, but a transformation of it. A karmic contract that is written in light before you descended into form. It has now reached a sacred endpoint. In this channeling, we speak of the 5 markers that will show you. Basically, this is a map of freedom. And if you are experiencing the ending of your karmic contract with your twin flame or with whosoever it is, then you are going to observe it. The first energetic shift is the feminine stepping back. Whosoever is playing the feminine role here, you're not chasing, you're not rescuing, or you're not waiting. It's very important to not wait also. I see this in the divine masculine channel letters. Sometimes people mention that they are waiting. No, you're not supposed to wait. You're supposed to live your life and you're supposed to do amazing, because you are amazing. When the karmic phase is still active, the divine feminine often feels compelled to chase, compelled to rescue the masculine. Again, some people have contacted me in the past also who said that, can you please heal my masculine? And I said to them that your masculine can be healed, but not directly. The masculine always heals via the feminine. So you need to heal first and you need to 100% focus on your healing. She wants to help him out. She will give him money. She will give him like all the healing. She will give him all the pampering. She will be like his mother. Or she will, okay, be very gentle, take your time, it's okay, I'm still around and all of that. So she chases his love. She rescues his soul and she waits for his awakening and sacrifices her peace for his potential. Whereas, let me be honest, in the case of monad twin flame couple, it's usually the monad who has potential to inspire others. I'm not saying the other person has no purpose, but the feminine holds the womb. The feminine is the prize, not the masculine. But we've been taught the opposite of it. The reason why we give the label of Shakti to divine feminine is because this whole earth is feminine energy. We are living on Mother Earth, in Mother Earth's womb. It's not Father Earth, it's Mother Earth, And women is the powerhouse. And I'm not saying that there are not any distorted females or any distorted males. Of course there are. There are all these karmics who want to steal your relationship from you. They have this kind of feeling. But first you need to build a relationship with yourself. So the feminine, when she is in distorted form or when the karmic contract is still going on, the feminine is going to hold on tighter because she cannot focus on herself. She cannot focus on her intuition. If she focuses on herself, she will never worry because she's that powerful. And people who are misusing their power, that is a different story altogether, which I'm not going to talk about here. But I'm talking about the divine feminine. She holds the power and she should know whether it is an external karmic situation or an internal. Both is happening because she has not healed the feminine wounds of herself. She has stopped her true femininity from flowing through her. So when the contract has fulfilled its lesson, the most important shift is when the karmic contract ends, then the energy shifts into the womb space. Something shifts inside her seat of creation. The ache to fix or pull him softens. The magnetic compulsion to monitor, check or reach out fades like a tide going out. This is not apathy, this is sovereignty, this is not indifference, this is alignment. She has remembered her original power, the womb, the intuitive center. It no longer bleeds energy into a future that she cannot control. The divine feminine becomes the still lake where source's reflection is clear. From this stillness, she creates life, projects vision, and receives guidance. She is no longer the rescuer, she is now the oracle. And in stepping back, she is not rejecting the masculine. She is releasing the illusion that his evolution depends on her push. She no longer waits at a door that spirit has not asked her to guard. She no longer bargains her worth for his readiness. Therefore, the first sign of completion is an internal shift where the feminine stops being the chaser, and she begins to embody the truth that my love is not bait, my love is a temple, and whoever wishes to enter must arrive as a sovereign soul. Second thing that happens while the feminine is shifting, the masculine also faces the truth. The vacuum forces him to choose from truth, not fear. When the feminine steps back, the masculine spiritual landscape changes dramatically. For some people, it could be years, and for some people, it could be a shorter period of time but very intense relationship. Like, let's say, in a couple of months, the relationship felt like they've known each other for so long. So, in both these cases, he may have leaned on her unconditional presence, her rescuing heart, her unwavering waiting. And without realizing it, her energy became a buffer between him and his own fears. When she withdraws, a vacuum appears, and in this vacuum, he can no longer outsource his inner work. He is left alone with his own shadows, his own longing, his own choices. This is not a punishment, it is an opportunity, because Spirit never shames the masculine. Spirit simply clears the noise so that the soul can hear itself. In this vacuum, his illusions crack. Without realizing, her energy became a buffer between him and his own fears. When she withdraws, a vacuum appears, and in this vacuum, he can no longer outsource his inner work. He is left alone with his own shadows, with his own longing, and with his own choices. This is not a punishment, it is an opportunity, because Spirit never shames the masculine. Spirit simply clears the noise so that the soul can hear itself. In this vacuum, the masculine's illusions crack. He sees the patterns he repeated. He feels the consequences of avoidance. He cannot simply reach for her to soothe the discomfort. Instead, he must decide, will I step into the truth or I will remain in fear? Will I choose authenticity or will I keep playing roles? Now, this is the second great sign of completion. The masculine no longer has a guaranteed soft landing in her energy field. Earlier, when the masculine would betray the feminine or do something which usually is unforgivable or unacceptable, he would be very sure that, this time, still I'm going to bring her back. Like, I will win her back because it's that easy. And he never had the fear of losing the feminine. He always thought that, she's that type of person that I can do this or that. So basically, he kind of knew how to play with her mind, or he could predict pretty much the next move, what's she gonna do next. This time, because of whatever the feminine figured out. So the feminine here is intelligent in terms of using the suffering. There are many feminines who remain stuck in the waiting stages. You can say the three things I mentioned in the very beginning. That is chasing, rescuing, or waiting. Masculine realizes that he must become his own soft landing, and he needs to, or maybe he will have this conversation with himself, like what exactly does he want? What does he want? Does he want to continue behaving like a boy, how he used to? Like how he has been behaving, or he wants to take responsibility? Because a union situation never arrives, never happens from a confused state of mind. Union is not based on need, but is based on conscious choice. When the feminine takes the conscious choice that she will not do the three things I mentioned, then the masculine is also going to have no other option but to make a conscious decision or a choice. You as a divine feminine will sense this shift, not because he tells you, but because your soul feels a release. You stop feeling like his lifeline. You sense him facing himself. Whether he steps up or he steps away, you are not going to feel the entanglement. You will not feel even entangled in his decision. You will not feel that emotion, you will not feel that feeling that earlier you were feeling. Earlier it was more like, what's going to happen if he goes away? And what's going to happen if he stays also was not very nice. Because the things the masculine does while staying in a relationship, after getting all the love, after getting all of this care and acceptance and forgiveness and everything he gets. Not saying that acceptance is not good, forgiveness is not good, care is not good, but all of this has to first happen to the feminine. First, feminine has to focus on herself. And because of the triggers and because of his behavior that just keeps getting worse, there's always a benefit of doubt that he gets. Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's not. So earlier the feminine was pretty much confused, because if she would add up things, overall he would get a benefit of doubt. He would be like, I did this because of this. This is my justification. And she would accept his justification. She would have sympathy for him. But now when she's adding things up, she's not convinced of whatever he's saying. She doesn't believe him anymore. She feels that she needs to stand up for herself. And this cannot be done in a way that you're in pain constantly. You have to face your pain, you have to face your memories, you have to face your negative memories especially. And it's a sort of a tricky job, it's a difficult job, because the demons, they hide the actual information somewhere between the fear and paranoia of many things, whatever you witnessed. So you need to actually sit through it, you need to watch it. So there are various tools that I use personally to help people determine those nuances, those details. Because once you figure out the details, once you're able to look at the details, you don't feel the pain anymore, you don't feel the anger anymore. And I saw this written on my friend's status today, so I'm going to add it. It was very nicely written that being angry is like drinking poison but expecting someone else to die because of that poison. So you're drinking the poison, no one else is going to die, you're going to die if you drink the poison. I mean, this is just a way of saying it. If I drink poison, let's say, I'm going to die. Third person cannot die, second person cannot die. Right? Similarly, anger needs to be understood. Anger is something we need to understand. Why are we angry? And anger and fear literally are two sides of the same coin. There has to be some kind of fear associated with anger. There is some kind of upset feeling. A person is upset with God. People feel it is not justice. It's not fair. It's really not fair on God's part to put you through this. You ask God, this is not fair. Why me? Why did you put me through it? But only when you look at the other side, only when you face the whole story properly, you will realize there's a reason why you specifically are the chosen one. And you can also then look at all the other people who are suffering and who are entangled in that situation as to why they are also entangled and what is their purpose. During the karmic phase, the emotions between twin flames are electric. Everything is urgent. Every silence feels like abandonment. Every text feels like a lifeline. Every dream feels like prophecy. Nervous system is constantly on alert. There's this activation of survival mode. There's a roller coaster ride. There are highs and lows. I'm not saying I've not seen people in smooth relationships not failing in that. But I think they've not understood. Maybe they did not know that the smoothness that they see is actually layered between highs and lows. But as the contract ends, the same triggers no longer produce the same storms. What once would have sent you into nights of crying now passes like a soft rain. The longing softens into compassion, the anger dissolves into neutrality. And this is not suppression, it is transmutation. You have metabolized the pain. The lesson has been learned and thus the charge dissolves. This is why even if your mind still remembers the storyline or the memory, your body feels very calm. You can be in that timeline or that time frame or that situation. You can go back in time, you can time travel, and you'll realize when you recall that moment, you think that this used to hurt me so much, but now it feels like a distant old photograph. Now it feels like, maybe in some cases, if you encountered psychopaths, you look at that situation and you're like, that person was mentally ill. That person was in distorted energy. Or maybe because I would not have been scared by something else, anything else, this was the fear that was given to me as a lesson to deal with, to work with. Because some of the things we cannot accept. We feel disgusted by it. We feel very bad when we think about it or we talk about it. And it's different for different people. Your soul no longer needs that particular trigger to teach you that lesson. That trigger is already been utilized. Peace is the evidence of growth, and the end of urgency is not the end of love. Let me tell you that. End of urgency is never the end of love. It's the birth of true love. Because now you're not waiting also, but you're also not in a hurry. You're not saying it has to happen now. It has to happen in 2 months or 3 months. I have to do it like this only. A love that does not demand, a love that does not control, and most importantly, a love that does not exhaust. Then the connection starts feeling lighter, the connection is more free, even without physical union. And I don't know what different people think of physical union. It could be an intimate relationship for someone, or it could be marriage for someone, it could be an engagement for someone. In any case, when the karmic contracts are active, even telepathic or energetic connections can feel heavy, like cords, hooks, or constant surveillance. You are literally monitoring someone day and night. You may feel his emotions surging through you. Your sleep is disrupted, your mood swinging happens with his choices. But as the contract ends, the connection remains, but it feels different. The cords turn into light, the hooks dissolve. You no longer feel dragged into his field. Instead, you feel like two beings sharing the same sky, but no longer pulling at each other's wings. This lightness is a sign of spiritual maturity, and it can happen to one person first. It can happen to divine feminine first, followed by divine masculine eventually experiencing it. It means you can love without clinging, you can sense without suffering, and you can communicate without demanding. For divine feminines, you may still feel his soul, but now it's like a gentle breeze instead of a storm. Sometimes even your physical life reflects this shift. You may stop dreaming of him nightly, you may stop seeing his name everywhere, you may stop checking his social media or feeling compelled to send messages. The connection is still real, but it is now a free frequency. It's not a karmic chain. Sacred release. You feel there's a sacred release. And this is the heart of completion. You no longer pray from lack, you pray from blessing. You no longer ask Spirit to bring him back, but to bring us both to highest timelines. You no longer visualize union as a rescue mission, but as a natural meeting point of two whole beings. It's a rescue mission for you. Of course, individually you have to rescue yourself. It feels like that. But it's no longer you're there to rescue the other person. You hold him in your heart without holding him hostage in your energy. You bless him whether he walks towards you or away. You bless yourself whether you walk towards him or away. You step into the vibration of sacred release. Sacred release is not closing the door with bitterness. it's opening the window with faith, because it says that, my beloved, my dear love, I release you to your highest path, with or without me. And you actually feel that you're not scared anymore about anything. If our paths meet again, may it be in purity. If they do not, may it be in peace. This frequency signals to the universe the lesson is complete, the contract has ended. Both souls are now free to rise into their next chapters, whether that is together or apart. And how these signs feel in daily life. What I can pick on and what I'm going to share, that they don't appear as grand epiphanies. Maybe in some cases they can appear as beautiful glimmer moments, or maybe in some cases they can appear as glimmer moments or different kind of epiphanies. But when I say grand epiphanies, it's not to mistake like something really big and magical is going to happen. Sometimes they can unfold quietly like dawn. You're not checking your phone compulsively. You're not writing long unsent messages. You're not trying to mask the pain because you are now light already. You're laughing again. Your jokes are real. Your sense of humor has come back. You can see dark comedy. You're investing in your dreams, travels, hobbies, and friendships. You are taking the right measures. You are taking the right steps. Certain steps that you're taking is like finding solutions. You're not replaying the past in your head at night. You're not going sleepless nights and being tired throughout the day. This shows that the feminine has reclaimed her throne and the masculine has been given his mirror, and both of you are stepping out of the karmic classroom with certificates of completion. When a twin flame karmic contract ends, it doesn't necessarily mean the journey with soul has ended. It means the old template has ended. It means your souls are no longer bound by agreements of pain, chasing, avoidance, and awakening through suffering. You are now free to experience love through a new template, one based on sovereignty, authenticity, and mutual devotion to the highest self. This could be the same with the same soul if they rise to meet you, or with another soul who resonates with your new frequency. But if they don't rise to meet you, you're not going to feel bad. You can let them go. But I think you feel much better when you work on yourself on a daily basis. If you wake up every morning, you do your gratitude, you sit in meditation every day. If you sit in silence every day, half an hour, 1 hour you dedicate to it, you devote to it, there's no way that you're going to get impacted, because once God enters any relationship, things change. And I think with false twin relationships, that's the time Divine Feminine for some time would not connect with God. She would connect with some addiction pattern, or she would connect with chasing and checking and constantly thinking about the masculine, constantly trying to find out what he's doing, constantly being scared that he's going to leave me, what's going to happen. And I think that's, for twin flames especially, divine feminines, that's a good thing, because the false twin is never meant to complete. It's not for your completion, for your work. It is for your, it's a stepping stone. It's a place you need to sit at. It's a plateau. It's not the destination. So when things don't work out with false twin and you can recollect it, I mean recollect as in think about those memories. If you go back in time, you will realize that with the false twin, when the things are going bad, you were not meditating, or you were not practicing gratitude, you were not focused on career, your career was nowhere, there was no money at all, and everything was very bleak, because that person, the false twin flame, was meant to go to someone else who was at his level, or whatever the level is. I'm not saying it's a high level or low level, whatever that timeline is for them. But when you're with your twin flame, or the real one, I would say the one who's meant to be with you, that person is definitely going to work with you, for you, and rise up to your level. That person would realize their mistake. How they figure it out, we don't know, but they will. So, yeah, it could be with the same soul or with another soul who resonates with your new frequency. And yes, the third thing can also happen. There's a false twin situation, there's a current situation. Maybe both don't work. Someone new is going to walk with you on this journey because they're on the same level and they've done huge amount of inner work. Or they were already born with that template or with that timeline which matches with the new one. And there's no judgment in it. No judgment whatsoever. So, my dear love, feel the wings on your back. They have always been there. Feel the stillness in your womb. It's a portal of power. Feel the calm in your heart. It's a sign of completion. You're not losing love. You're embodying it. You're not walking away. You're walking up. You're not abandoning him. You're releasing both of you into truth. Your higher self smiles, saying, well done. The contract you signed in the heavens has been honored on earth. The lesson is learned. The gift is received. Now, step forward in grace, knowing that whatever unfolds next is not karmic debt, but soul choice. And so it is. See you in the next one. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.